Since last week I showed you a more recent one, why don't I show you one that was supposed to be on the show a while ago but never saw the light of day. Yep, here's another experience with a drive-thru operator.
Number 9 bill, what's the drink?
Medium Coke, please.
What? Oh, sorry.
Teenagers, I know. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, there's a lot of skeptics out there, and there's a lot of people who don't believe something unless they see it for their own eyes. And sure, I'm recycling material right now, but who cares? This is a new video, and that video in question is buried all the way down memory lane, also known as prior uploads. Now, okay, just since you're curious, I'm going to show you that clip anyway. Yeah, if superheroes were nonfiction, how long would it take the skeptics to stop being completely stubborn about it? I mean, skeptics are all like, I need to see it for my own eyes. And then, what if, right next to them, a superhero is too far away from a microwave, so they gotta use their heat vision, and then you're like, hey, cool party trick, what YouTube tutorial taught you that? I gotta learn that. Oh, the things they teach us on YouTube. Wait, I'm a skeptic, so it's fake. There. Happy? Now, of course, skeptics, like I mentioned earlier, they don't believe something unless they see it for their own eyes. And I know, before I saw off-Broadway production, I always thought they were just kidding and satirizing it on Friends. Like, you know how the early episodes Joey does these off-Broadway plays and they're completely ridiculous and it makes him come across as a bad actor? Nothing on Matt LeBlanc, by the way. Man with a Plan is awesome. But I saw one of those off-Broadway shows around Christmas time and I'm like, I'll be there for you. Like, it was so loud and so overacted. It was just ridiculous. And then I don't know, I didn't know how to react, so I'm like, you guys did awesome, by the way. Yeah, great show. So yeah, moments that make you say, oh wow, it actually happens that way? Yeah, it's like a surprising factor, like you thought this was being made up. Like, it's in the land of make-believe, and maybe Mr. Rogers is on the other side in his blue apartment wearing his cardigan saying, I like you just the way you are. And sure, these days you might get chills over that, but when you were a kid, that meant something, didn't it? By the way, what is a train station doing in front of a kingdom? Ever thought of that? I mean, I know when I was in 8th grade moving to high school, I had a very unrealistic concept of what high school was actually like. Yeah. Last time I take Disney's word for it, I tell you. I mean, I thought everyone got a locker. I thought you would have friends that you just hung out in the hallways with. Nothing like that. It's like a city. You're crowded. It's a wave of people. Yeah, one time I thought of throwing a beach ball over these people, and then it made like some big wave. That didn't go well. In fact, I got a demerit over that. Fictional Rob is the best, isn't he? I wish I did that in high school. Speaking of high school, I actually got my learner's permit through high school, and that was the loneliest 3 years of my life, just having to drive with somebody over 21 all the time. Like, really, how can you enjoy yourself behind the wheel, music up loud, you can listen to what you want? Nope. Somebody over 21, usually in their mid to late 40s, is in the passenger seat right next to you, saying, watch out for that tree! Even though that tree is like a few blocks away. They said, I didn't say the tree was there. I said, did you see the tree? Okay, you can't drive. Okay, maybe next year. I mean, I can hear it now. Like, if I didn't get my license after 2 tries, it would probably be like, do you want to make it 4 years and then you won't get your license until you're 25? No, I'm gonna no comment. if you've seen the show before, you know I have this segment called Events in History That Actually Happened. Yeah, I actually set that segment up, so I say something that doesn't sound very believable, and I have clips that back it up, you know. Just keeping them honest. Oh, by the way, I'm not setting up anything for later in the show. I mean, it's not even, like, we're just doing the list and that's it. I mean, we're not going to do... Okay, so Alyssa Milano, she's a superstar, right? She was big in the 80s, big in the 90s, of course, Charmed. What a lot of people don't remember is she was in an episode of Family Guy. Yeah, we're not going to show that clip. Well, we have a lot more show to fill, so that being said, I'm going to need a minute. So we're going to do something that's considered a little overdone, like Facebook and Instagram territory stuff. Memes actually acquired it recently. This is my take on reality versus fiction. No, this is my take on reality versus expectation. I'm not going to say something like, it's Rob's turn to take his turn. Because let's face it, I'm not conceited like that. I get excited when people have common interests like what I have. And I don't know, like recently, especially in these recent years, you see these young people playing classic rock songs. And then you're like, oh, do you know this song by this artist? And then he's like, oh man, you got it all wrong. I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy 17 times. And I'm like, do you know anything by Bowie? No? Oh, okay, I'll just be on my way. Say hi to Star-Lord for me, okay? Big Chris Pratt fan. Who? I mean, surprise, surprise. Fast food places have marketers. I mean, you really think the picture of what you want is actually going to look like that when it comes back to you? No, it looks like it went through a cloning process and that wasn't so successful. Yeah. Like, I've created life. It's alive. It'll do. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when somebody wants to be starting something with you in 3D. Whoa, it actually looks like he's trying to come at me, bro. Alright, this week's list is titled 6 Things PBS Won't Teach You. At number 6, how a dog can get that big. Number 5, the difference between an anteater, aardvark, and a bear. Number 4, why everybody remembers Bernstein and are confused on berenstain. Number 3, how many sweaters Mr. Rogers has. Number 2, is Barney witchcraft? And number 1, 6 things PBS won't teach you. What species is Big Bird anyway? Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Alright, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. Until next time, you can also watch this very episode among the more recent stuff on dailymotion.com/RodriguezReplay. I'll be here next week. We're here on time and on air and by sea. Alright, see you next week.